Hey everyone, and welcome to the Deep Dive. We are kicking off a brand new series today.
Ooh, exciting.
It is exciting. It's all about GCSE Business Studies.
Yeah. If you are studying for your GCSEs or just, fascinated by the world of business, then
This is the place for you.
this is the one.
We are going to be your guides through the exciting,
Sometimes confusing.
sometimes confusing world of commerce.
Absolutely.
This first series is going to be all about
Diving deep.
into each unit of the GCSE syllabus, and we are going to start with
Business in the real world.
business in the real world.
Which is the perfect place to begin, I think, because it lays the foundation, really,
Yeah, for everything else.
for everything else.
It does.
Yeah, we are going to cover the basics, like what a business actually is.
Yeah.
Why people start them, what makes them succeed or fail.
The million-dollar question.
Yeah.
What exactly is a business?
I mean, we see them everywhere, right?
We do.
Shops, restaurants, websites.
Seems obvious, but is there a real definition?
There is,
Okay.
at its core,
Yeah.
a business is simply an organization that produces goods or provides services. But the key is they do this to meet specific needs and wants
Okay.
that people have.
Needs and wants.
Yeah, so it's all about, creating value and fulfilling a demand.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. So like IKEA making furniture,
Yeah,
those are goods.
they are goods. And then, a plumber fixing a leaky tap, that's a service.
Spot on.
Okay.
IKEA is satisfying our need for, somewhere to sit and eat besides the floor.
Exactly.
And that plumber is saving the day when our DIY skills just won't cut it.
Yeah, but businesses can also focus on, distribution.
Of course.
So, like Amazon.
A great example.
Yeah, connecting producers with millions of customers worldwide.
It's incredible, isn't it?
It is mind-blowing how quickly they get those packages delivered.
It is amazing.
And then there are businesses like charities.
Yes.
They're not selling products,
No.
but they're still organizations providing a service, right? Absolutely. Charities address a different kind of needs, social needs.
Yeah.
So they might be, focused on alleviating poverty, protecting the environment, promoting education.
They do both.
So their product, if you like, is positive change.
Okay.
But they operate with many of the same principles as businesses selling goods.
Okay, that's really interesting. Now, I've always wondered this. Why would anyone want to start a business?
It's a good question.
It seems so risky.
Yeah.
Is it all about making tons of money?
Well, I mean, money is definitely a factor
Yeah.
for a lot of entrepreneurs, but it's rarely the only driving force.
Right.
I mean, think about someone like Elon Musk.
Okay, yeah.
Sure, he's made billions,
Yeah.
but his ventures like Tesla and SpaceX are driven by a vision, a desire to solve big problems.
So you get the sense he's not just in it for the cash.
I don't think so.
But for most people, wouldn't the stability of a regular job be more appealing than the uncertainty of starting a business?
For some, absolutely. But for others, the appeal is in the freedom and flexibility of being your own boss.
Right.
They might be passionate about a specific idea or have a unique skill that they want to build a career around.
Like that friend who is always baking those amazing cakes and finally decides to open their own bakery.
Exactly.
They're following their passion. AD potentially making a living from it.
Absolutely.
That's amazing.
Or someone might be frustrated with their current job, see a problem that needs solving, and like, hey, I can do this better.
Yeah.
That's how many successful businesses are born, identifying a gap in the market and filling it with a product or service that people really need.
Okay, so this is starting to paint a clearer picture.
Good.
So we know that businesses produce goods and services.
Yeah.
And they're driven by various motivations.
Yeah.
But how do we actually categorize
That's a good question.
all the different types of businesses out there?
That's where the concept of business sectors comes in.
Okay.
We can group businesses into three main categories: primary, secondary, and tertiary.
Okay.
Think of it like a chain with each sector playing a crucial role.
Okay, I'm intrigued. So what's the first link in this business chain?
The first link is the primary sector.
Okay.
This is where businesses work directly with natural resources,
Sure.
extracting and harvesting raw materials. So think
Okay.
about farmers growing crops,
Right.
fishermen hauling in the catch,
Yeah.
or mining companies extracting minerals.
So they're the ones getting their hands dirty, literally.
Literally, yeah.
It's hard work,
Yeah.
but without them, we wouldn't have the basic ingredients for Well, anything.
You got it. And those raw materials then flow into the secondary sector where businesses transform them into finished goods.
So that's where things get interesting.
It is.
We're talking about manufacturers like car companies.
Yes.
Turning steel and rubber into vehicles.
Yes.
Or food producers processing those raw ingredients from farms into the product that we find in the supermarkets.
Precisely. They're adding value to those raw materials, creating products that are ready for consumers.
Fantastic. And finally, we have the tertiary sector.
Yes.
The service industry.
Yes.
Where businesses don't produce physical goods, but offer a wide range of services.
Right.
This is where things get really diverse.
They do.
We're talking about everything from shops selling clothes and gadgets
Yes.
to restaurants serving delicious meals
Of course.
to banks managing our money and even doctors keeping us healthy.
It's a massive sector, and it's constantly evolving as new technologies and consumer demands emerge.
Yeah.
Think about the rise of online services like streaming platforms and food delivery apps.
Amazing.
They've revolutionized how we access entertainment and even how we eat.
Yeah, it's amazing to think about how interconnected all of these sectors are.
They are, aren't they?
Without those primary producers, there wouldn't be anything for the secondary sector to work with.
That's right.
And without both of those, the tertiary sector wouldn't have anything to sell or deliver. It's like a giant ecosystem.
Exactly. And each sector relies on the others to thrive. But regardless of which sector a business operates in, they all need certain essential ingredients to function.
Okay.
What we call the factors of production.
Ooh, now that sounds intriguing.
It is.
But before we jump into those factors of production,
Okay.
let's rewind a bit
Let's do that.
and focus on the core of Lesson 1 from Business in the Real World,
Yeah.
which is a deep dive into the specific reasons why businesses exist
Exactly.
and how they actually fulfill those purposes.
Ready to unpack that?
Let's do it.
Ready when you are.
Okay, let's unpack it.
We were just talking about those interconnected sectors, primary, secondary, tertiary.
We were.
But it's easy to sort of take businesses for granted.
Yes, yeah.
They're just there, right? But each one exists for a reason,
Right.
even if it's not always obvious.
Okay, so it's more than just making stuff and hoping people buy it.
Yeah.
What are some of the deeper purposes behind businesses then?
Well, lesson 1 highlights a few key ones.
Okay.
The most straightforward is meeting those needs and wants we mentioned earlier.
Right.
Why does a company like IKEA exist, for example?
Well, they make furniture.
Yeah.
But it goes beyond that. I
Yeah.
think it's affordable.
Yeah.
Stylish in a minimalist way.
Yeah.
They've tapped into a need for functional, good-looking furniture that doesn't break the bank.
Exactly. They've identified a specific target market
Yeah.
and tailored their products and services to meet those needs.
Okay.
What about a company like British Gas?
Okay, yeah.
They're not producing physical goods, are they?
But they're providing a service.
And a vital one at that.
They are.
Especially in the middle of winter when your boiler decides to go on strike.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're meeting a very real need for reliable home heating and maintenance.
Okay.
Right? So we've got businesses creating goods, delivering services.
Yeah.
But some go beyond simply producing or supplying.
Okay.
Take Amazon, for instance.
Okay. Yeah.
They don't actually make most of the products they sell, do they?
That's true.
No.
They've built this massive empire by connecting producers with consumers.
Yeah. Their focus is distribution,
Yeah.
making it incredibly convenient to buy almost anything online and have it delivered right to your doorstep.
They've revolutionized the way we shop.
They have, haven't they?
Yeah, they have.
And that innovation is another key purpose we see in the business world.
Okay.
Identifying a gap in the market and filling it with something new and improved.
Okay.
Tesla is a perfect example of this.
Yes. Elon Musk and his electric cars.
Exactly.
But electric cars existed before Tesla, right?
They did.
So what made them different?
It was more than just the technology.
Right.
Tesla tapped into a growing concern about the environment
Okay.
and the desire for more sustainable transportation options.
Okay. Yeah.
They offered sleek, high-performance electric vehicles that appealed to a much wider audience
Right.
than previous electric car manufacturers.
Yeah. They made electric cars cool, basically.
They did.
They saw an opportunity to change consumer perceptions and went for it. Exactly. They weren't just filling a gap. They were creating a new market, disrupting the entire automotive industry in the process.
Wow.
And speaking of making a difference, let's not forget about businesses driven by a purpose beyond profit.
Yes.
Charities and nonprofits play a vital role in society.
They do.
Absolutely. Organizations like Oxfam working to fight poverty and injustice around the world.
Yeah.
They're businesses too, just with a different bottom line
That's right.
impact rather than pure profit.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Absolutely. They're a great example of how businesses can be a force for good, addressing societal needs and working towards a better world.
Yeah, they are.
Now, going back to something we touched on earlier, the idea of needs versus wants.
Yeah.
It seems like a lot of businesses, especially in that tertiary sector, are catering to our wants rather than providing those essential needs.
You're right. Think about all the shops selling clothes, gadgets, luxury items.
Yeah.
They're making life more enjoyable, maybe more convenient.
Yeah.
But we don't need those things to survive.
Right.
I mean, no one is going to die without the latest iPhone, are they?
True. But let's not underestimate those businesses that are fulfilling our basic needs.
Yeah.
We might not get excited about grocery shopping at Tesco or paying our water bill.
We don't.
But without those services, life would be pretty challenging.
Yeah, those everyday essentials, we kind of take them for granted.
We do.
But they form the backbone of our society.
Yeah.
Making sure we have access to the fundamental things we need to live.
Exactly. So whether a business is creating those must-have goods,
Yeah.
delivering essential services,
Yeah.
filling a market gap with a brilliant innovation, or working to make the world a better place, they all play a vital role in our economy and our lives.
They do. This deep dive is really opening my eyes to the complexity of the business world.
Good. It's a fascinating world, isn't it?
It is.
Full of, all sorts of different things going on.
Now, you mentioned something earlier about factors of production.
I did.
What exactly are those?
Think of them as the essential ingredients that every business needs to function,
Okay.
regardless of its purpose or sector.
Right.
We're talking about land, labor, capital,
Yeah.
and the all-important enterprise.
Ooh.
Want to explore those.
Factors of production.
It does sound a bit like a science lesson.
It does.
Ooh.
Yeah, break it down for me.
Okay.
What are these essential ingredients that every business needs?
Well, imagine you're starting your own dream business.
Yep.
Maybe that bakery you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
What's the first thing you need?
Probably a place to bake, right?
Yes.
A kitchen and oven, all that good stuff.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
that falls under the first factor.
Okay.
Land.
Land. Okay.
It's not just about physical space, though.
Right.
It's also about the natural resources a business needs.
Okay.
So for our bakery,
Yeah.
it's the flour, the sugar, the
Yeah.
eggs, all those raw materials that come from the land.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So land is the foundation.
Yeah.
What's next?
You've got your ingredients, your shiny new oven, but you can't do everything yourself right.
That's true.
You need people to help you, bakers, decorators, maybe someone to manage the shop.
Yeah.
That's our second factor, labor.
Yeah, labor.
It's the human effort, the skills and knowledge that go into making those cakes and running the business.
Right. And I bet finding skilled bakers who are passionate about what they do is crucial for a successful bakery.
Absolutely.
You can't just throw anyone in the kitchen and expect amazing results.
You can't, the quality of labor can make or break a business.
Yeah, it really can.
Now you've got your team, but they'll need tools to work with, right?
Of course.
Mixing bowls, whisks, ovens, maybe even a delivery van to get those cakes to customers.
Yeah.
That's where capital comes in.
So capital is all the equipment, machinery, and technology that businesses invest in.
It is.
Okay.
And don't forget about the financial capital, the money needed to buy those ovens, pay your staff, and keep the lights on.
Yeah, that's important.
Capital is what transforms those raw materials and labor into delicious cakes ready to be sold.
It's like the engine that drives the whole operation.
It is.
Okay, we've got land, labor, capital. Is
Yeah,
that everything?
Almost. There's one more crucial ingredient.
Oh.
Enterprise.
Enterprise.
This is the magic, the spark that brings it all together.
Okay.
It's the entrepreneur's vision, their creativity, their willingness to take risks and turn an idea into a reality.
So in our bakery example, it's that initial inspiration,
Yeah.
that dream of creating a bakery that's more than just a shop. It's a community hub where people gather to enjoy delicious cakes and connect with each other.
Exactly.
Mm.
Enterprise is about seeing the bigger picture, identifying opportunities, and having the drive to make it happen.
So it's the entrepreneur who takes those factors of production, land, labor, capital,
Yeah.
and combines them in a unique and innovative way to create something special.
Exactly.
Okay, this is really starting to click. But even with all these ingredients, starting and running a business must be tough.
It is.
There are so many decisions to make.
There are, and that's where the concept of opportunity cost comes in. It's
Okay.
a vital idea in business.
Right.
Understanding that every choice you make has a consequence.
Okay.
Every choice.
So if our bakery owner decides to invest in a fancy new oven,
Yeah.
the opportunity cost might be the marketing campaign they could have launched to attract new customers.
Exactly.
It's about weighing those options and choosing the path that best aligns with their goals.
Resources are always limited, so businesses have to make strategic decisions about how to allocate those resources, whether it's time, money, or even the attention of their team.
This has been such an insightful deep dive.
That's been good.
So to recap, we've explored the purpose of businesses, the different sectors they operate in, the essential factors of production they rely on, and even the tough decisions they face with opportunity costs.
We have.
It's a lot to take in. But understanding these foundational concepts is crucial for anyone interested in the world of business, whether you're studying for your GCSEs or just curious about how businesses work.
Absolutely.
And if you're ready to delve deeper into GCSE Business Studies, be sure to subscribe to The Deep Dive.
Yes.
We'll be exploring each unit of the syllabus in detail, breaking down those complex concepts and bringing them to life with real-world examples.
We will, and who knows, you might be the next Richard Branson or Elon Musk.
That's what I was thinking.
Shaping the future of business with your own innovative ideas.
I like it.
So until next time, keep those business brains buzzing.
This episode of The Deep Dive was a PLC strategy production.
It was.
In collaboration with Google Notebook LM. Thanks for listening.